Hey there, model railroaders. Welcome to Vintage Road and Rail. In today's video, I thought we would test out some old vintage locomotives from the likes of Tyco and Bachmann, Lifelike, AHM, and probably a couple of others thrown in there. These are some locomotives that I picked up probably about a year or so ago, and I got them really cheap. And I'll go into that in just a second. But in addition to testing these out, I thought we would also test out these guys here from my last video, just to kind of see if they run or not. So anyway, the quick story on these guys: there's several train shops in the Columbus, Central Ohio area. Sadly, we just lost one, Smokestack, down in Lancaster. The owners retired, and so they've closed up shop, sold everything, and sadly, the club that ran out of there had to move out of that building as well. But anyway, there was a little club, or not a little club, a little shop in Columbus that sold in-scale stuff and some model airplane type stuff, model kit type stuff. And somewhere down the line, he got a hold of a box of old HO scale stuff. And I was interested in, I want to say, this locomotive, this one, and probably one other one. And I had asked him how much for those two locomotives, and he said, well, I'll tell you what, are you interested in buying all of them? And I said, I don't know, I don't really want to buy all of these. And he said, make me an offer. Well, I had $20 in my pocket. I mean, yeah, I mean, I could have used my debit card, but I was like, well, he'll take it. So I said, hey, I got $20 in my pocket. And he said, sold. So here we are. So they've been sitting over there on that shelf, and you can see that little open hole there. And I've kind of forgotten about them. And, you know, they've just been kind of, while I can see them sitting there, I don't really give them much thought. I started to say out of sight, out of mind, but I could clearly see them. I just didn't give them much thought. Because every time I'd go grab a locomotive off that shelf right above it, I would see them. But I went to set these over there, and then I saw them, and I was like, you know what? I haven't tested all of these, so let's give them a test now and see what we got. All right, so I've got my little re-railer on here because I'm kind of having to freehand this, and that'll hopefully help me get these on the track a little better. So we'll start with this guy right here. See, this is supposed to make life easier, but it don't always. But we got it on there, so let's set that off. And let's see what we got. Well, it's trying to move, and the light works, but it's not doing much. So I don't want to stress it. And it looks like it needs traction tires. But I would imagine that just take this apart and give it a bit of a cleanup, it should be good to go. I'm going to set this over here as a non-runner. I mean, it barely moves, but not enough for me to consider it a runner. All right, so let's now move to the other item I got at the train show, and that's this Burlington Tyco C430. And as I mentioned in the haul video, I've already got one of these. It's in better shape. Come on now. See, what is the point of this if it's not going to glide it right onto the rails? Oh, it might help if I put it on right. Or not. All right, let's try to freehand this. It's just kind of hard to get stuff on the track when you're holding a camera. All right, we got it on there. But anyway, like I was saying, I've got one of these already, and I know it. Well, you know what? I'm not sure if it runs or not. I think it does, but it's in a little bit better shape. It's not missing anything, and it has the couplers. All right, let's see what we got. Well, it runs. Very grumbly, but it runs. Let's bring it back. All right, well, we can call that a runner. So let's set that right over here. All right, so now let's kind of move into that lot of cheap locomotives that I got probably about a year ago, like I said. So we'll start with this Pimco. And this is an Alco C430. And looks an awful lot like a Tyco. And it's been modified. One of the things you'll see is someone's put a little blinky light on top, or beacon light, and they've put body mounted knuckle couplers. So let's see how it runs. And one of the things I'm looking for is at least one, maybe two good runners, so that at the end of the video I can run a few cars, just let it make a few laps. Well, we got nothing so far. Let's tap test. Huh. On right, here's the question. Seems to be on there. All right, there it goes. Don't stop over there. Thank you. All right, it seems to be running. Probably just needs a good cleanup. Clean the wheels, oil everything. So we'll definitely call that a runner. All right, so this next one is an AHM, I believe. I believe that's AHM. And I'm not real sure what type of locomotive this is. I would venture to say maybe a U30C. I definitely think it's a GE of some kind. Or is that an Alco? I'm not real sure. If anybody in the comments knows, please let me know what it is we got here with this one. And I want to know why this re-railer is not working. It's supposed to make my life easier, but it's just making it more difficult. I think we got it on there. Oh yeah, look at that. That one runs. Bit grumbly, but it runs. Probably nothing a good cleanup won't cure. All right, so we'll put that in the run pile. And definition of insanity. I'm going to keep trying. All right, so we'll move to this little switcher here. This is AHM, and I'm assuming this may be a Fairbanks Morse. Actually, I thought it was an Alco, but that might be a Fairbanks Morse. I don't know why I bothered buying this if it ain't going to work. All right, let's test it out. Oh yeah, right off the bat. Definitely needs some maintenance though. That's one thing I'll say about these AHMs is generally, unless they've just been destroyed, they usually work. All right, so we got another runner. All right, so this next one we've got here, this is, you can see it's already got issues. It's kind of falling apart. This is the same manufacturer as this right here, ATT. I've never heard of them, of course, outside of the Telco company, of course, but I don't think that has anything to do with it. So let's put this on the track and see what we got. Truck doesn't want to turn very well. There we go. Well, we got a light. No movement. All right. So we at least pick up some electrical power. So something maybe cut, wire or something going to the motor, or the motor just maybe burned out. So we'll put that in the non-runner pile. And now let's move over to what I believe is another AHM. Yep, it is. And this is an Alco. Was this a GP9 or GP7? So let's see how this one runs. All right, got her on the track. So let's see how we do. Oh yeah, look at that. A little grumbly, but she runs. Well, that actually runs pretty good. I'm actually considering that one for the end of the video. So we'll still set that in the running pile here. All right, and finally we're going to come around to another Tyco, another shark nose. This is Rock Island. And I noticed that whoever originally had these locomotives must have been a Rock Island fan, because he had a lot of it. Get on there. It still sounds off. Looks to be on, but I can't tell. We'll know in a minute. Well, it wants to run. Well, it's got some life to it. See if we can get it to come back. It's definitely struggling though, so we're not going to test it anymore, but I'd say that's a runner, but wheels are definitely dirty. Probably just needs a good cleanup. All right, so now let's come to our first Lifelike. We got ourselves a GP38-2, I believe it is. One of my favorite YouTubers, SMT Mainline, Harrison, I believe is his name, works on a lot of vintage stuff. And something that I've noticed and he's commented on is a lot of these old Lifelikes, you would think they wouldn't work, even if they've been sitting for ages, but you get them going, they actually run pretty decent. So let's see if my luck is the same as his. Well, it goes backwards. Was that going to be it? Okay. Oh, there we go. Some of those old locomotives, just got to give them a little tap on the shoulder, if you will. That's running pretty good, actually. Let it make 2 laps. It's doing so well. Put a slot car motor in there. We'll run it like a slot car, by golly. All right, that's a good runner. I enjoyed that. All right, so next we got a Bachmann locomotive. It's pretty light. And this is going to be a GP40, I believe. Off the rails. I think we're on the rails. All right, let's see how this one runs. Well, it runs. I don't hear any signs of split gears, which you can get with some of these really old Bachmanns. Yeah, that's running pretty good. Oh, that wasn't too bad at all. So yeah, just a little bit of maintenance, clean up the wheels. That'll be a pretty good runner, especially without having split gears. All right, so now we'll go to the remaining 4 that are in the box. And I'm going to bounce over to this guy here, which according to the box, this is an Alco 415. Yeah, we're off the track. And this I already mentioned is the same as that Rock Island right there. All right, let's see what we got here. Well, we got a light. We got a motor hum. But we got no joy. It's not moving. So I don't want to stress it any more than that. Well, that was interesting. I went to pick it up and a shell popped right off. I'll fool with that later. All right, so we got another AHM. We're batting 1,000 for these running, so let's see if our luck holds up. So let's go ahead and put this on the track here. All right. Oh, dear Lord. It runs, but oh, come in closer, let you get a better look at that. Check this thing out. It's almost behaving like one of those old Lifelike Proto 2000s with the split gears. Wonder what the issue is with that. Huh. Well, I'm not sure to call that a runner or not. I'm going to put it right here in the middle. That'll work. All right, so down to our last two. So we're going to go with this Lifelike F40. And where are we off at? Right there. I apologize, you're just getting the table and part of the floor. Get on there. Oh, maybe you're back here. That's the problem. There we go. Oh, yeah. She's running. A little grumbly, but she's running. This video is getting longer than I thought it was going to be, so we'll just let it get one pass and then we'll try the other one. And finally, we got a Bachmann GP40. And this actually looks really good. It's really heavy. And I don't think this has got a pancake motor in it. It looks like we got all-wheel drive, all-wheel pickup, and we've actually got body-mounted couplers. So that's pretty interesting. I'm not sure when the ones in this box were made. I thought they were 80s, but maybe 90s. All right, let's see how it runs. Well, it's grumbly, but it runs. I'm not hearing that click you get from split gears. But it's definitely needing some servicing. All right, well let's pick one to pull a train with. And so we've got some cars here. I got a little adapter car to work with the horn hooks. So let's go with this guy. I thought it was running pretty good. Actually, you know what? No. Let's go with this Rock Island here. I think it was actually running really well. All right, let's throw our switch. I'm going to just pull the cars out here. And let's go to reverse. Let's come back and get them. All right. Yep, it's pulling great. All right. Well, that's a look at these budget locomotives. I paid like 20 bucks for the whole lot of them. Interestingly enough, I paid as much for those two Tycos we tested at the beginning of the video at the train show, as I did for that lot of locomotives. How many was there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Lost count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 of them, it looks like. So, yeah. But this one's running pretty good. Off focus here. It's doing a great job pulling the train. I'm really impressed with this little AHM. But I'm actually impressed by how many of these actually did run. For 20 bucks, a bunch of old locomotives from the 70s and 80s, possibly even into the 90s, but definitely 70s and 80s, you'd think. You'd probably have a bucket of non-runners, but most of them just need a little bit of maintenance and a little TLC. All right, well, that's going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you very much for joining me today here at Vintage Road and Rail. And if you enjoyed seeing me test out these old locomotives, make sure and hit that like button and hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. That way you'll be alerted as to when my next video will be coming up. Soon I'll be making another couple of changes to this layout. Like I said in my last video, just waiting on some track to come in. All right, model railroaders. Until next video, happy model railroading, guys. Take care.